Good afternoon. My name is Scott Delcourt, and I serve as the Associate Vice President, for Graduate Studies at the University of Maine. It is my pleasure to welcome you today to our final 2021 virtual hooding ceremony. We are also pleased to welcome last year's alumni from the graduating class of 2020 to the ceremony to receive their hoods. As graduate degree recipients, you have faced numerous challenges to your education over the past 14 months and have displayed a great deal of resilience in facing these challenges. I am thrilled that we can join with your friends and family as well as members of the University of Maine community today to celebrate your accomplishments. At this time, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Koti Vararamian, Vice President for Research and Dean of the Grad School, who will extend a pre-recorded welcome to you.
Hello, I'm Koti Vararamian, the Vice President for Research and Dean of the Graduate School. I would like to take this opportunity to extend my congratulations to you as members of our graduate student community, receiving master's or doctoral degrees in 2021. You have proven that you can not only overcome obstacles as presented by a global pandemic, but persevere and succeed with strength and courage. And indeed, this has impacted very positively on our community. I would like to share with you just a small sample of your positive impact and contributions. In some cases, students have dedicated their research time to assist with the pandemic. For example, graduate teaching assistants enhance undergraduate student success by organizing virtual collaborative group work in mathematics courses that the undergraduate students were enrolled in. Assistant Professor of Economics Andrew Crowley and his 6 graduate assistants helped State of Maine officials estimate the economic fallout from the coronavirus pandemic. Assistant Professor of Bioengineering Caitlin Howell, with the assistance of her doctoral students, compiled a list of research on N95 masks decontamination and provided this information to hospitals in the state. Graduate students in the Emotion, Pain, and Interpersonal Communication Laboratory, working with Director and Professor of Psychology Molly Ruben, have been studying the social impacts of face masks. Graduate students have also persevered in their important fields of study despite the pandemic. For example, doctoral student in biomedical science, Andrew Ouellette, worked with the Jackson Laboratory faculty, Associate Professor Katrin Kazrowski, to discover a new connection between Alzheimer's, dementia, and a specific gene. Doctoral student Sabrina Sultana has been investigating ways in which Maine's forests can contribute to the state's economic health. Graduate students in the laboratory of Dorothy Klimas Zakas have been studying the wound healing properties of blueberries. These are just a few examples of your important work. I would like to thank all of you for your contributions to the University of Maine, the state of Maine, and beyond. Moreover, as you graduate, you are starting a new chapter in your lives. By graduating from the University of Maine, you are receiving UMaine's stamp of approval and joining the thousands of individuals who have received their degrees from this great institution for over 150 years. The stamp of approval from the University of Maine means that you have received high quality and high impact education through distinctive programs and by world-renowned faculty who have prepared you well for professional success and lifelong learning. Finally, the University of Maine is great because of you and those who graduated before you. For all that you have done and continue to do to make the University of Maine the flagship institution it is today. Thank you. We appreciate the opportunity to celebrate your success. Please keep in touch as we want to hear from you about all of your endeavors. Congratulations to you, our class of 2021.
Thank you, Dean Baramian. As it is for many of us who have spent their careers in higher education, commencement is my favorite time of year. And one of the things that's most rewarding for me is sharing the joy of our graduates with those who are most dear to them. It is the perfect culmination of the academic year and the many years of hard work that have preceded this celebratory time. One of the things that makes commencement exercises special, particularly for graduate degree recipients, is the academic attire, and today's focus, the academic hood. So I thought I'd spend just a few minutes providing an overview of the academic robe and hood and the features that you and your family will note as you receive your hoods today. The origins of academic dress date back to the 12th and 13th centuries, when universities were first taking form. Since the initial focus of universities was on the education of the clergy, the dress of teachers and students was that of a cleric. Long gowns were worn, and given the cold and drafty buildings in medieval times, they were likely necessary to stay warm. Similarly, the hood was used to cover the shaved heads of clerics and students. In the days of Henry VIII, Oxford and Cambridge first began prescribing a definite academic dress. European institutions have always had a great diversity in their specifications of academic dress. In converse, American colleges and universities opted for a definite system that all universities might follow. A significant contribution to the development of this system was made by Gardner Cottrell Leonard, whose family owned a firm that made clothing, including religious robes. Mr. Leonard was greatly interested in the subject of academic dress, publishing on the subject in 1893. Shortly afterward, he was invited to work with an intercollegiate commission made up of representatives of some of the leading institutions in the US to establish a suitable system of academic apparel. The commission met at Columbia University in 1895 and adopted a code of academic dress, which besides regulating the cut and style and materials of the gowns, prescribed the colors which were to represent the different fields of learning on the velvet trim of the hoods you will wear today. White was designated as the color of arts and letters and dates back to the fur trim on the hoods of Oxford and Cambridge students. Golden yellow, standing for the wealth which scientific research has produced, was assigned to the sciences and so forth. The satin lining on the inside of the hood represents the school's colors, and for UMaine, that color is a light blue called Columbia blue. The American Council on Education has continued to update the standards for academic dress over the years, with the most recent change coming just in 1986 with new guidance on the PhD degree. and I quote from the code, "In the case of the Doctor of Philosophy degree, the dark blue color is used to represent the mastery of the discipline of learning and scholarship in any academic field that is attested to by the awarding of the degree. It is not intended to represent the field of philosophy." So in short, while many master's level hoods, you'll see a different variety of colors from white to yellow to brown to pink for music, all PhD recipients receive a dark blue hood. Now, before we proceed, I am pleased to introduce a pre-recorded message from Interim Dean of the College of Education and Human Development, Dr. Mary Gresham. We did hear from Dr. Mario Teisel, who is the Interim Dean of the College of Natural Sciences and Forestry, Natural Sciences, Forestry, and Agriculture the other day. But we did not hear from Dr. Gresham, and so we wanted to give her an opportunity to convey her remarks to you.
I remember well how I felt when I finally finished my doctorate. It was like a huge weight had been lifted off of my shoulders. Graduate work can be personally challenging because it is at this level that you are expected to integrate and utilize the knowledge you have acquired in your discipline in order to formulate your own position about theory and practice. And you have successfully mastered that challenge. But as newly minted professionals in education, I submit that this is just the beginning. As you move on to embrace your professional identities, I'd like to share with you a favorite saying by Robert Browning that I hope you will consider. And I quote, "A man's reach should exceed his grasp, or what's a heaven for?" End quote. Stretch beyond your comfort zone and do not settle for what is easily attainable. To me, this says never stop learning. I congratulate you for achieving this milestone in your life, and I offer my sincere wishes for your continued success. And I thank you for allowing me to be part of your well-deserved celebration.
Thank you, Dean Gresham. Now we're on to the reason we're here today, the actual hooding of our graduates. As a point of order, we will start hooding the candidates for doctoral degrees in alphabetical order by their first name. Graduates will be brought to the main screen individually, at which time they will turn on their cameras to be hooded, and I will read their names. After I have introduced you, your hooding assistants should place the hood over your head. And a little piece of advice, if you're tall, it helps to bend your knees to give them a fighting chance. Once your hooding assistants have completed their task, you will be placed back with the other attendees, and we encourage you all to stay and watch the remaining graduates be hooded. So I'm pleased to introduce our first student to be hooded today, and is a student from the College of Natural Sciences, Forestry, and Agriculture, is Anthony Sutton. Anthony is receiving his Doctor of Philosophy degree in Ecology and Environmental Science and is advised by Dr. John Daigle. Congratulations, nicely done. And I will be using the American Sign Language version of applause. Congratulations, Anthony. Next up, also receiving a Doctor of Philosophy degree, but in education, is Pamela Doyen. Pamela is advised by Dr. Catherine Biddle. Congratulations, Pamela. You all have reversed. That was really, rehearsed. That was really good. Now on to our educational specialist and master's students. Next is Emily Bertelli. Emily is receiving her Master of Education in Elementary Education, Curriculum, Assessment, and Instruction, and is advised by Dr. Janet Fairman. Is Emily having technical difficulties? Oh, I think Emily's joining us. Yay. Well done. Congratulations, Emily. And our final graduate degree recipient to be hooded today is Sarah Wishart. Sarah is receiving her educational specialist degree in literacy education and is advised by Dr. Susan Bennett Armistead. Nicely done. Congratulations. This concludes our hooding presentation for today's special additional hooding of graduate degree recipients from the College of Natural Sciences, Forestry and Ag, and the College of Education and Human Development classes of 2020 and 2021. A special thanks to the University of Maine Symphonic Band for providing the pomp and circumstance music. Thank you all for participating today as we honor your achievements and resilience during these unprecedented times. As you move into the next phase of your careers, as Dr. Varamian said, please stay in touch with us so that we may also celebrate your future accomplishments. For those of you who've been too shy or may have been too shy to join us on camera today, we extend our congratulations to you also. As we conclude, to quote former Dean of the Graduate School, Dan Sandweiss, welcome to our hood. Thank you all, and congratulations.